Well, gosh, if this thing ain't kicking my ass. Anyway, I got through all of the upgrades. I changed out the power supply board here and had a little bit of a hiccup where I had um, wired in a voltage regulator backwards, and I wasn't able to get any 38 volt or positive 17.5 volt um, current or voltage off of the those, but I was getting negative 17.5, and that was working fine. I flipped the voltage regulator that I had in backwards. I think it was U1 or whatever they call it, and then that brought back the 38 volt to ground was 38.5 or whatever volts I think it was, or 37.5 I think it was. I got the positive 17.5 bang on, and the negative stayed solid at 17.5 negative. And so I think my power supply is working good. So here's the rub. I put in the new um, tone control switch to, I guess, replace the high filter switch that existed there, which I'll never use. So I went with the recommendation of putting the tone control switch, being able to turn the bass and treble control on or off to bypass it. So I wired that accordingly, and I'm pretty sure I got the wiring all correct for that. The only thing I didn't know was it just said to leave the two black ground wires that come off of the phono socket, and just leave it sort of pinched together, I guess, and not touching anything. So that's how I left it. I didn't even connect the two ends. And then it said to connect the two red wires and then the two green wires that were cut loose from the old tone control, or from the old high filter switch, or the filter switch. So I've done that. I've got good continuity with my connections here. So one goes to the front board at terminal 19 and the back board at terminal 19, and one goes into where the phono socket is, and then the other one also goes to the phono socket. So I've linked those two, and I got good continuity. I measured those. And then I did the line upgrade board and the phono upgrade board. I base or and the I don't know what they call it. The um, what's it called? Oh, so many terms here. Anyway, I put in this transistor chipset here, which makes it considerably quieter. I did the line upgrades, the phono upgrades, and I put the boards back in. And as you can see, I didn't tear off the labeling, and I don't do that until I make sure everything's working correctly. I've got all the labels and everything wired correctly, I believe. The only thing is I've left hanging 6 and 7 on the front, 6 and 7 on the back, and newly added is the 8 that comes from the 17.5 negative terminal. And there's nothing for ground. I didn't see any instructions on what I should do for the ground and whether that needs to go to the board or not. But anyway, I put that to terminal 8 on each of the front and back, left and right line boards, or PC16 boards, I think they're called. Anyway, so here's the rub. When I didn't connect these line 8 or the negative 17.5 to pins 8 on the left and right board, I was getting the full negative 17.5 volts. I'm doing the checks here in the final sanity checks, and I got to number 1, which is the voltage on eyelet 8 on both preamps should measure between minus 17 and minus 18 volts DC, and I turned everything on, and I get zero point 0.8 volts, and so which made me suspect, okay, maybe I got a bad connection. So I uncoupled these NP17 and went back, powered it up, and yes, I am getting negative 17.5 volts. But as soon as I couple these to pin 8, I get 0.8 volts at the eyelet on each board. The other two checks come out, well, one comes out low. So when I do the voltage on eyelet 4, I get 15.3 volts on DC on both front and back. And on the eyelet 12, I get the full 37.5 volts that I get at the power supply here. So I'm getting, and here it says it should be, the voltage should be between 17 and 18, but I'm getting 15.3. And then I'm getting 0.8 volts for the front one, and then this is reading normal. So pretty sure, but you know, I screwed it up on the power supply board that I had hooked everything up correctly. I don't know what to do with these. I guess I just cut them off, the extra 6 and 7 that were not hooked up. I haven't done the 5 inputs to 1. I'm just going normal right now just to get everything, and then I was going to make sure everything was working, and then I was going to do the mods to the back RCA jacks to get my 5 inputs and 1 phono. But I'm just going with normal everything. And I also did the pop and click caps that you can see here on both boards. And looking at it, you know, I looked at the diagrams that are in the thing, and but dyslexic me, I may have missed something. I don't know, but I'll be darned if I can figure out where I've gone wrong. Anyway, any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.